Now past that.
Okay, so after Funeral Salads, what came really kind of the peak of, all right, so Think of Wall Paint was still going somehow.
Okay.
On and off. Think of Wall Paint was in the drum machine phase, and then the last Think of Wall Paint show ended with Nate bringing his future wife's brother, Mike Welch, is a great guy, drummer, who was attending the Think of Wall Paint show where I did vocals and Jacob did guitar and Nate did bass. And that was a crazy show. It was at the NAS, and it wasn't filmed, but you took pictures, and those pictures are already crazy. But our set, I recently saw the set list, like today, and I'm like, what the fuck song is that? What the fuck song is that? What the fuck song is that? Because we played some weird ass songs. And
you were kind of grindcore with just a sample, like drum samples. I remember thinking, okay, this is going to be my honest opinion, because I was watching it as a fan at that point, not even as anybody in the band, because I wasn't in the band anymore. I remember I was 17 at the NAS, and I went with my camera, and then thinking, I did dig it, but at the same time, you never had a part where people could just move. Because it was so unpredictable. It was like a little bit too left, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like you could have calmed, like Nate, I'm sure, if he had any say in it, could have calmed it down to where it would make sense. Because it reminded me of grindcore at that point, to where it was that ridiculous. You had some pirate song where it had two cool parts, you know what I'm talking about? And then it just, you can't move to that. And you know me, I'm a super dancer, so if you can't dance to the music, it's fucked.
But that was the one song that had kind of a dancey two-steppy kind of part.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned it, yeah.
Yeah, that's the track one.
But not long enough to where anybody could get it. Only if you knew it, and I kind of knew it. You know what I mean? So it was fucked.
Yeah.
To me.
What's funny is the fucking Amanda from Casket of Cassandra.
Yes.
As the little baby, she was there, and like there's some other people there that actually ended up doing some pretty cool shit. And it's like it's hard to think, like hard to not think that kind of had an effect on them. You know what I mean?
That is true. That is really true. I mean, it was a sight to see. Everybody was in there fucking watching at that point. Like people always like to go outside and smoke or do whatever, and that was one where everybody stayed inside because they had to see what these fucking three people and a drum machine that was playing over the system, like the house. Like they just had to, because they had, I think you had a drum set up and a skeleton, if I'm correct, or a Barbie doll or some shit behind the drum set. So it's like, that's B-Craft Mo, and you kept referencing to him like he was a person. So it's like, B-Craft Mo's got it, but really you were just playing the track through the fucking house, and then you'd play to it.
That was
no drummer.
There was
so much double cam.
I wish there was one show filmed, and there was definitely some performance film.
If my camera filmed at that point, I would have. It was just pictures.
What's funny is Jacob Broughton had footage of us playing, and we invited random people off the street in front of Jacob Broughton's house, and we filmed it in his house. We played a show inside the house in the living room
in Oakley.
And that was a crazy ass show just because
I don't even think I was there for that.
Just the energy. Yeah, and it was filmed, and just like the fucking, I don't know, it just felt right. And I'm sure that those dudes were like too pretty to appreciate me as kind of like a front person. But I think that it really just, the energy worked because they were always jamming so well. They always moved so well, and they were so into it, and I was so fucking into it. And I just like, that was bliss for me. And that's what ended up really, after HM1, after Action Tycoon, the band, where Nate didn't want Jacob in the band, he just wanted to write with me because me and Jacob were creating too fluently to where it would kind of really steal the thunder of any of Nate's ideas. Nate didn't want Jacob in the band of Action Tycoon, which wasn't called anything yet for a while, and I called it Metal Tycoon as a joke. And
this can take a lot of editing, but at least you're pro at it.
It's just, well, yeah. Fuck. Hold on.
What?
It's still recording and everything. That's been processing for way too long.
No big deal, it's just 1 a.m. Okay.
Alright, you go through the list on your own. From then to now. And don't start doing any details, just name bands.
What?
I'm gonna go pick.
Okay, we're just naming bands for some reason. Okay, after Action Tycoon, fuck, shit, cock. Sailor, mouth. Nah.